And that guy needs 450 SPI to digivolve into... I don't know who that is. Just give me a minute. Just do the digi farm later, and I'll put this guy. And I'll move him over here. Let me just save my game real quick. Hold on. Sorry, I was just playing some Time Stranger. So, today I want to share a little bit of gameplay. The other day I was playing through the game and recorded a little bit with a commentary track, and you'll have a bit of fun with that. And then afterward, I'll share a little bit of progress on my game that I'm working on. So the topic of the day is I have a problem with Digimon Story Time Stranger. And I hope you'll hear me out here and not leave a comment based on just the title of the video. So I think the people that hang out here at the channel with me, that enjoy the videos, I think you guys understand I'm not here to ride internet algorithms or to fan the flames of outrage or to try to get people whipped up, you know. If I say something here, it's something that I genuinely either believe or I'm just making a joke for a skit and just trying to get people to laugh. So the problem with that I have with Digimon Story Time Stranger is that the game is a little too good. So I don't exaggerate, I don't care for hyperbole, so I want to have a little bit of a real talk. I'm an adult. I'm an adult man, and as you get older, you tend to care less about things. And I'm mostly dead on the inside. You tend to get that way as you get older and things happen. When you're young, you tend to react very strongly to everything. You know, I'm not being derogatory when I say this, but when you're young, you freak out about everything. Every little thing that happens, you freak out. And then you just have these massive reactions to everything, and that's normal because you're young. Everything is just new and exciting, and everything is a huge deal when you're young. When you're older, nothing is really a big deal all that much, and then you climb ever higher to try and find the same highs that you had before in the past, and the higher you climb, the thinner the oxygen gets, and nothing is ever really the same as it was in the past. So that's just the real talk. That's just how it is. As you get older, you die on the inside, and then there's nothing left but a husk of who you used to be, and people think they see who you used to be, but there's no one there on the inside anymore. So I have been a huge Pokemon fan for basically the entirety of my life almost, and I just love the games, but the past few Pokemon games have left me feeling disappointed, but I was still positive about the games because as an adult, you just want to feel something. That's how it is. And so, you know, playing a video game, it's not the thing that I enjoy the most in the world. It's not the thing I care about most in the world, but it is something that brings me some degree of enjoyment, even if it's a little bit. And with the Pokemon games, even if they are not as great as they can be, I still derive some enjoyment from them, and that's good enough, because it's better to feel something at all than nothing. And so with the Pokemon games, lately, over the past few years, I play them. Okay, this is nice. Set the game down. I'll come back to it in a few months, and I'll play another half hour in a few months' time. And that's just how games have been for me for a while. Nothing has really just sort of grabbed me and said, "Hey, man, you're really enjoying this. Keep playing this. Have so much fun." It took me a long time to get through Scarlet and Violet, and I really enjoyed that. I really, really enjoyed the game, despite its flaws and technical issues on the Switch. I enjoyed the game. But I've since Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I have not purchased the 2 copies of the games anymore, for a number of reasons that they're not really relevant to this video. But with Digimon Story Time Stranger, I am enjoying this game on a level that is significantly higher than any other game that I have played over the past, how old am I? I would say over the past 8 to 10 years. Yikes, that's a long time. And in those past 8 to 10 years, sure, I found games where I thought, this is nice, I'm enjoying this a little bit. You know, but things change as you get older, and the things that you care about, the way you experience things is very different from when you're young. And so I've played a game, and then, you know, it's just a little hobby. You pick it up, you set it down, and I have much more important things to do with my time. And with Digimon Story Time Stranger, I have found that I'm having a very difficult time setting the game down. So I'm working on my game development here. This is how it looks. I'm pantomiming. Pantomiming is a form of miming where you are pretending that you are interacting with some sort of prop. Okay, making a video game, and then I have my GPD Win Max here, and it's just setting off to the side, and then either I'm just intermittently managing my Digifarm so I can have stat growth, or with one hand I'll be coding with one hand, and on the other hand I'm running around just getting into random battle encounters, and then getting conversion rates so I can get smaller Digimon for the conversion, so I can feed them to my other Digimon and increase their talent. I know you're meant to Digivolve backward and then forward. You got to do battles, you know, and you have to pay attention. I'm busy with work. And I'm realizing, okay, I'm doing my work here, and I'm realizing, oh, I should have stopped playing the game. I should have just closed the screen like this. But I'm enjoying this game so much. I'm enjoying raising the Digimon. I find the mechanics so engaging. The way that you interact with your Digimon, it feels like they are your actual pets, like it feels you are going on an adventure together. It feels like you are actually raising and growing these creatures, as opposed to, and again, I don't want to be negative because I'm a massive Pokemon fan, but with the recent Pokemon games, it just feels like you are engaging with the in-game mechanics on the most superficial levels possible, and it doesn't feel like I'm immersed in the game. It doesn't feel like I'm raising these Pokemon and going on an adventure with them. It doesn't feel that way. And I'm not saying that the game is bad, because there are people out there who are at different stages in their lives, and they probably feel the exact opposite to me when it comes to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And we can have differing opinions, we can have differing views, and there's nothing wrong with that. We can still respect each other and hear each other out. And I'm sure there are people out there that say, oh, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are the best, and it feels like, you know, you're going on an adventure with Pokemon. But to me, it does not. I'm an adult, and it feels like I'm engaging with Pokemon on a very superficial level. It has felt that way for about 3 generations now, in a way I'm not really enjoying Pokemon the way that I did in the past. But with Digimon Story Time Stranger, I don't have that problem, because I'm so immersed in this. It's so enjoyable. I'm having so much fun that I'm grinding and managing my Digifarm with one hand over here while I'm still doing my work. And if I had a boss to answer to, I work for myself, I develop my own games and run my own studio. Now, if I had a boss to answer to, that would probably be problematic. They probably would not like that. But I'm still getting a massive amount of work done. I still have a very high productivity rate when it comes to my game development. But that's the problem that I have with Digimon Story Time Stranger, is it is too good. It is so fun. It is so well crafted. The artwork is so fantastic. This game is made by artists. It's made by people who have set out to make a great game, and they've done it. And I have not enjoyed a game this deeply in a very long time. So I have all the respect in the world to the developers for creating this game. And also, how dare you? Because I have other things to do with my time. I'm very busy with work. How dare you? How dare you make a game that is this good? And I'm enjoying it so much. I'll just show a couple minutes of me playing the game now, and then I'll show you a bit of my work on development for Goo Buddies. I see. Let there be war. If war means that I could go to cool time-space theaters, bring it on, baby. War it up. War it up. If I get to have Digimon and go to cool Weird spatial dimensions. War it up. This better not be brown texture, I swear. It's just gravel. Okay. Vending machines, let me eat something. I suppose not. Not today. I shall follow the glowing teal indicator. The lighting, the artists that developed this game, they absolutely understand lighting. These are people that most like, they had to have worked in photography, that good strong chance they worked in cinematography before. They understand lighting, composition. Oh, the visual expression, the understanding of visual expression from the artists here. This is what I want to see in a game. This is gorgeous. This is just gorgeous. That's all there is to it. There's no other way to say it. Look at the color choices. The cold, pale blue light of the convenience store signs. People carrying on with their day as they walk from the shops to their home. Future Boy gazes longingly at the glowing sunset, a sunset more beautiful than he's ever seen before in his life, wondering if he will ever return home. This is... slap my tallywhacker. This is fantastic. I don't want to carry on with the story. I kind of just want to keep vibing and exploring here. This better not be brown texture, I swear.
Wow.
It's a rock. Okay. Let's take a look at my project workspace here. I've been programming the menus. The vast majority of the gameplay occurs through this ranch-style gameplay menu. Here at the stats menu, you can see the list of actions that the GoBuddy knows, but I previously had not implemented the logic for learning new actions. The stables are now functional with multiple pages. You may unlock more as you play the game. I'll go ahead and take some GoBuddies out of those stables now and add them to the active corral, where we can see they now populate the environment. Let's open up our physical interaction menu. You can see you can interact in different ways, but I'm still finishing the animations for the others. So we have poke and hug available at the moment. Let's go ahead, take a look at training. And we have different categories. We have growth for increasing the stats permanently for our GoBuddies. We have elemental shower, which grants a temporary boost to the elemental defenses. And then we have learn action, which allows GoBuddies to permanently learn a new action. You can see there's a wide range that you can learn through training, but there are other methods for learning new actions as well. So let's go ahead and select something here. Let's try slime ejection. Chunky has started training. For testing purposes, I make this process only take a few seconds, but in the actual game it will take longer to learn from training. And you can see slime ejection is now part of the list of actions here. We can take a look at our other characters here. And we can now take a look at goo gems. This is an item that you earn from weekly missions, and weekly missions are different every week, and you can see you can eat a goo gem and you can learn new actions through goo gems. These are quite valuable and they tend to be a bit more powerful than the ones you learn from training. So you have to do as many weekly missions as you can, and they change every week. That is a real-time week. They're very difficult, so you have to build up a team specifically for that weekly mission to try and earn these valuable goo gems. You can see here in the ranch storage menu, you can view the actual actions of the GoBuddies, which I had not completed programming before. You can see the stats on the left, and you can see some corrals that are locked that have not been unlocked in-game yet. This is one of the younger stages, a different species of GoBuddy, but I like fine-tuning the physics simulation on these little GoBuddies so that they look cute when you interact with them. I just like the physics simulation here. You can see every elemental variation of a species has unique characteristics outside of their unique individual mutations. Here we'll take a look at the battle system. This is progressing along quite nicely. I would like if I could work faster, but you would have to be a Super Saiyan to work any faster. So you can see the camera angle changes dynamically to view the user than the target, and we also have some alternate camera angles. The environments, of course, are using placeholder visuals and are not completed yet, so this is just a placeholder visuals, but you can see that sometimes the viewing angles will change to offer different viewing perspectives that I think are quite cool. I really enjoy JRPGs, so I like seeing the combatants from different perspectives. You can see that the logic is being applied to where the Goo Buddies are now processing using different actions that they have in their repertoire. Here on the left, you'll see me testing a reusable effect, and I will have a great many work to do in order to complete all of the visual effects, the special effects. Okay, that is it for taking a look at the battle system progress, and here's what the code looks like. It's all a bit jumbly-wumbly, isn't it? So it's a fair amount of work, but I am progressing quickly with the project. Still much work to do. Thanks very much for watching the video today. I hope you've enjoyed. Take care of yourselves and be well.